Welcome to Yates Makes. I'm seeking refuge in one of my favourite places near where I live, the Museum of Zoology. Let's go. So why am I here and why have I brought you along with me? Well, I've come here because there's some amazing stuff to draw and thought it'd be nice to do a video on sketching and Sketchbook. So we'll be flipping through Sketchbook I've just finished, looking at some techniques I like to use in the sketchbook and setting myself a challenge for the new year. So here I am, stood in the Museum of Zoology doing some sketching with my pro markers and some fine liners and so forth, and I want to come clean pretty quick. I am hopeless at maintaining good kind of sketchbook discipline. My sketchbooks get ripped up, repurposed, I use the drawings from them, I run out of paper and then go to my sketchbook and dismantle it so I've got some paper. But it always dismays me when I do this because I know if I could just keep one together and be proactive, keep it going day on day, I would open up more opportunities. And I think I found what the problem is, and the problem is, or part of it anyway, I've just been working in books that are too big. So here's my new strategy, a small A5, cheap as chips, nice and thin, low stakes, not very intimidating sketchbook that I'm unlikely to kind of butcher for paper. Spurred on by my visit to the Zoology Museum, I've actually managed to finish one. Okay, let's have a quick flick through. So what you might notice is that it's quite varied, but probably a mix of observational drawing plus exploring materials, as in with this one, which is a bit of a combo of both of those kind of main activities or aims that I have if I'm in a sketchbook. So drawing, but also collage, a bit of textual work, stenciling off, printmaking, some jelly plate transfer. I think it's featured in another video quite recently. I love to print straight into sketchbooks. Bit of collage, bit of lino. So here we go. Here's the results of my quick half an hour spent in the Zoology Museum. And you know, this is a drawing I did on site, as is this. This one I left as was. This one I got home and added to. Now this one, because it was done in, or the main part of it was done in Pro Marker, that Pro Marker leaks through to the other page, so I was then able to come home and add to this one. And all I've done is refer back to a photograph I took in the museum, grabbed the pencil and just worked in to the kind of faint ghost of an image that was left on the other side of the page. Some mono printing, stencil work, a bit of hand drawn. Loved ripped textures, work really well in sketchbooks. Again, a bit more mono printing. Posca pen, another type of pen that I love to use in drawings. More gel plate work. Again, this is like just me trying out to see if a kind of landscape edited to halftone pattern is going to work, and a little bit of graphic stuff I've done there as well. This one, yeah, this is from a place I didn't sit and sketch because it's been pretty cold here and I had the kids in the car, so I just piled out the car quickly, and I've had my eye on this. I've run past it quite a few times. It's in a neighbouring village, and it's an old abandoned labour hall. Just a really kind of charismatic building, so I've been wanting to draw this for a while. Again, using techniques that, you know, I just love to explore when I'm drawing, that I often fall back on, and that is drawing directly with pen, using fine pens, using again pro markers to add colour, to build layers and blocks of tone. I love this bright blue trellis that's on the front. It's really kind of at odds with um, some of the other structure that is really kind of derelict now, and this window's out, the door's boarded up, but this blue seems really kind of persistent and is kind of hanging on, even though nature is is kind of encroaching fast. Yeah, like I said, a really charismatic building. I've been exploring these. Neo Color 1, Caran d'Ache. Well, these I bought, and they were quite expensive actually, but I bought them thinking that they would work really well as a resist on the gel plate, but they actually didn't. Even though they're quite waxy and kind of somewhere between a wax crayon and an oil pastel, I'd say. I thought, well, of course they're going to work, but of course they don't. But what they are is absolutely fantastic, I guess, for what they're designed for, which is really rich saturated colours, and they blend well, nice to build up, and they work on such varied surfaces. So they're fantastic. Turns out they were a good buy after all. What else have we got? Yeah, more just pencil work, tonal work, quick sketches. Don't really know what that page is. The kids were practicing the stamps. I bought them for their Christmas, and I just put a little window motif. Probably have to skip forward a page to explain that, because I was doing some mono printing here. Just lightly inking up some acetate, slotting that in to the back of a page, and then sketching very freely. Obviously the pressure that I'm putting on is going to transfer and give me a nice little line tonal monoprint on the flip side. Again, it's a jackdaw. It's one of my go-to things to draw. There you can see the print. But then from what was left on the acetate, I then went to another blank page and just transferred that lightly. So this was the main drawing, I guess, and then worked into the drawing I sketched to sort of create the transfer onto for the print. Just added a bit more, again, pro marker and stuff, and he feels like he's kind of interacting with the Melon, Anthony Fantano, who's this YouTube music reviewer. I was listening to his top 50 albums and just making lists of things I need to check out. There you go, Silvana Estrada. She's good. But yeah, there's a list of new ones on me there. Stuff I'm already listening to. Probably some. I don't know what I'll put in there. So yeah, that was the ghost print that I just pressed onto the page and then just added a little letter-set kind of graphic detail. Don't ask me. Again, using these, drew a fried egg. Why not? Then this, nice to end a sketchbook on something that kind of gives you a bit of enthusiasm for the next one, which I've got lined up already. And yeah, I've been working on this idea of repeat motifs, text motifs, and I did this collage a while back based on percentage signs, and it's kind of linked to that. So this is a project that's bubbling away in the back of my mind, and I've been doing occasional kind of experiments to see how I'm going to start on this. So yeah, a real mix of that was a design for a little dry point. So you see a real mix. I didn't actually explain before, but this, I got really mesmerised by the people queuing when the Queen was lying in state. We had this 24-hour coverage over in the UK where people were queuing up for like 15 hours to come and pay their respects to the Queen. But we had rolling news footage where you could just watch, and it was very silent, very occasional commentary, and the people would just file in from the back, file down both sides. It went kind of symmetrical, yeah, I took a load of screenshots of that as it was happening, and yeah, because I just thought, it reminded me of kind of one of those religious paintings where you know, you've got the sort of all the emotion, but it was kind of odd because it was a bit of a spectacle as well, and the people queuing, you could see they were making eye contact occasionally with the cameras. They must have been really self-aware, and you know, your moment, your brief few seconds where you pause and look at the Queen lying in a state where you have your moment and you'll express your personal grief and however you do it. But you know, to be live on television doing it, it's very odd. We live in odd times. So there we go. They're drawings from stills I screenshotted whilst watching that. People on the beach. Yeah, again, messing around with gel prints. Just texture, layers, seeing what happens. Seeing what pens work over what materials, which is really important to me. There you go. It's a thin sketchbook, which is fantastic because it's just not that intimidating. And if it does fall to bits, or if I do decide to rip pages out of it, I'm not going to feel, you know, like I'm sacrificing some great treasure that I've been working on for 6 months or something. Okay, I'm going to love you and leave you there and get cracking with this next sketchbook. Hopefully there was something in there that you enjoyed. A bit different to my usual sort of tutorial videos. But like I said, hopefully there was something in there for you to enjoy. Remember, support the channel by hitting like, subscribe, get your notifications and all that. And I will see you soon in another video. Take it easy. Ta-ta.